keeping them safe. Victoria from Grow Your Own Groceries in the UK tagged us on this, so it's a collaboration that she started for some smaller YouTube channels, just to kind of get everybody's thoughts about what's currently going on, what you're doing about it, how you feel about it, and what you think is going to come of it. So she came up with a list of questions for everybody to answer, and just put everybody's opinions out there and get some advice out there for everybody else. So here's my attempt to that. Question number 1. Who are you, and how does the current situation make you feel? So we're Hidden Oaks. We've been here for a month now, so we are very new to this, and we are learning more every day. We are family of 4 out here in Florida, in the Panhandle, so we have a fairly good growing season. Even throughout the summer, you can grow quite a bit of things here that do very well in the climate here, and that's what we're trying to do, and just learn as we're doing. We've started with a small garden with some raised beds, so we've just recently planted some peppers, tomatoes, cucumbers, things that we consume quite a bit, and you know, honestly, we're just following the directions on the seed package. Hopefully they turn out okay, and I'm sure this will very much be a learning experience for us. We will let you know how it turns out. With the current situation, it's not really something that we worry about too much. So we are always out doing things. Between obviously our full-time jobs and then setting things up here. We're on 20 acres and we just finished clearing 5 of them. So there's a lot of cleaning up to do, a lot of work to do, and it really gives us a reason to go outside, besides the fact that we can't go and hang out with family. We can't host a barbecue or anything like that, so we are restricted in that regards, but it does not really affect us much, to be honest. Question number 2. What calms your nerves when you're scared or when you're worried? So for me, I've grown up in the country, so being outside and being surrounded by forest and fresh air and greenery, that's what helps me calm down, or just it's very relaxing for me to just take a walk in the woods, which I can do now because we own part of it, so that's great. Gardening is extremely relaxing, even though I don't know what the outcome is just yet. Being outside, enjoying nature, building your own little kingdom, I guess, and that really makes a huge difference for me. So if you have the chance, get outside, get some fresh air, and you know, just enjoy your surroundings and what you have as much as possible. Help each other out and spend some time outside. Question number 3. Will good come of this? That's a difficult one. So there's obviously a lot going on worldwide. I think there's going to be a lot of changes overall. I do think this whole year 2020 will definitely be going down in history, and it will spur a lot of changes, not only locally but within companies, the way businesses are ran, the way things work on a day-to-day basis. What I think and what I believe will definitely change is the way people look at food and where it's coming from. Because let's be honest, most people have no clue where their food is coming from, what it takes to grow it. I'm just starting, so I personally am trying it out myself. I think that's going to be the biggest change that will come from it, is just people looking at food differently, where it comes from, and hopefully growing their own as much as they can.
Hey, Piggy, Piggy, Piggy. Hey, guys. How are ya? Look at them. They have grown so much already since we've got them. And in about, well, 4 to 5 months, they'll be turned into delicious food. Sorry, man.
Question number 4. Are you a prepper or a practitioner? So we try to be as prepared as possible. Let's just say that. We've been saving up for a few years to be able to buy this place. We have a house on it. We have a well, which is great. Right now, one of our main agendas is to try to be as self-sufficient as possible, meaning possibly solar panels or other sources of energy, so that when something happens, we're able to still function. We are in Florida, so prepping is part of the lifestyle here. If you're familiar with Florida and with the area here, you know we have a hurricane season each year, which is not too far from now. So you have to be prepared, because if it hits, guess what? You won't have power, you won't have water. So one of the things that we're looking into doing is getting a second well done, closer to the back end of the lot, number 1, so that we don't have to haul water down to the pigs every day. Number 2, so that we have another source of water accessible without electricity. So we're looking into just a manual pump, basically, to have a backup if and as needed. And that just pulls from the groundwater here, which is great spring water. So can't have it any better than that. So I would say overall, we're preppers.
Check out this thing that Chip built for the pigs. It's all lopsided, but that was intentional.
Question number 5. What are you stockpiling? Honestly, we're not really stockpiling anything. I'm sticking to my once-a-week grocery trip, and I just get what we need and what is actually there, because a lot of times in the last few weeks people have been panic buying, meaning there are certain things that are not available, just like anywhere else. So, you know, toilet paper is a luxury item, along with Lysol wipes and things like that. And so we try to just make do with what we have, stock up as we can on basic things like salt and flour and yeast and things like that. So really no stockpiling going on here. We just try to be prepared for not being able to go to the grocery store as much as we can, hence a garden, hence why we have livestock. Our hens just started laying eggs. As our chicks grow, we will have more eggs available as well as they start laying. So eggs is something that we eat a lot of. So I'm looking forward to that and being able to cut that out of my grocery budget. You know, I grew up in a family where everything was budgeted for extremely. You know, my grandparents are from the World War II generation, meaning they had to learn how to make do with not a whole lot, and they kind of passed that down, you know, to their kids and then to us as their grandkids. Question number 6. So that's a scenario. You hear my rooster? He's doing his job. So we're stuck on a desert island. We can grow 5 types of vegetables. What's it going to be? Well, I think we would stick with things like potatoes, beans, corn, maybe some squash, because you can do a lot with it. And then probably some onions or chives, fairly easy, and they add a lot of flavor to meals. So yeah, I think potatoes, corn, beans, squash would be great. However, if I had a wish list, then I would definitely include some tomatoes and cucumbers because we eat a lot, and definitely peppers. Question number 7. How did current events change your plans for the year in regards to gardening or homesteading? For us, no change, honestly. We knew we are starting from scratch, and we're still starting from scratch. So honestly, anything that we can get done this year, I'll be very happy with. We cleared land, we got some chickens, we got some chicks, we got some ducklings, we got some pigs. We have still a fairly empty house, so most of our time and money has gone into setting up outside. We've learned that you need to go with the flow quite a bit, and things tend to be more expensive than you think. So we're trying to be as self-sufficient as possible, but then also on the other side, try to build things that will last. Just finding that balance between spending money and being frugal on the other side, and trying to do as much as you can by yourself. Overall, our plans haven't changed. We're learning as we're going along, and we're trying to do as much as we can. So adding the livestock that we did, and planting the garden that will hopefully produce, that was our main goal here. We have a couple more things on our to-do list for sure this year, and if we can get to it, then that's great. Hopefully we can. So wish us luck, and we'll take you along on the journey. So for this collaboration, we're tagging a couple of channels that we would love to hear from. They have been in the game for a lot longer than us, so please make sure you check out their channels. You can learn a lot from them. Number 1, we would love to hear from Farmer Jay. She has a lot of good content, so please check her out. Everything will be in the description down below. Aaron with 4 kids and a farm, as well as Cindy with Pathways. Please get your video up, share with everybody on what your journey has been, what your opinion is, what you recommend. If you haven't been tagged, consider yourself tagged. Go ahead, share your thoughts, share your knowledge. Let's turn this into something as positive as possible, and share resources, share knowledge, and get everybody to a path of sustainability as much as we can.
So this is ham bone, bacon, and what's the last one's name? What did the kids name you?